Hello students. In lecture 3 we will discuss activities in Europe. Those have taken place during first half of 19th century. That is the aristocracy and the new middle classes, liberals nationalism and a new conservatism after 1815. So let us take the first article, the aristocracy and the new middle classes. Aristocracy means a system of government or rule in which power is held by nobility by birth, by heredity, or by means of wealth, the power of money. Therefore, the landed aristocracy was the dominant class on the European continent. The members of this class were united by a common way of life that cut across regional divisions. Means due to this only they were united and there arise no difference between them. Second point to this is regarding new middle classes and the aristocracy is they had property. They owned property in the countryside and the town houses also. They spoke French for the purpose of diplomacy, and in being in high society, their families were often connected by ties of marriage with their marriage relations, etc. Third point to this is in the Western Europe, land was cultivated by tenants and small owners. Western Europe, land was cultivated by tenants and small owners, while in Eastern and Central Europe, the large land was cultivated by serfs. Serf means the bonded labor. Bonded labor. Fourth point regarding aristocracy and new middle class is Western and Central Europe were the hub of industries. Main industrial setup was in Western and Central Europe, due to which the new middle classes made up of industrial, businessmen and professionals were rich. And last point to this is in Central and Eastern Europe, these groups were smaller in number till 19th century, but it was among the educated liberal middle classes that the idea of national unity following the abolition of aristocratic privileges gained popularity. So in this article basically we discuss some parts of Europe. That is, in Western Europe, land was cultivated by tenants. In Western and Central Europe, it was the industrial hub. Central and Eastern Europe, they were these groups were small in number, but they emerged as middle educated classes, and due to which the idea of national unity developed among aristocracy and new middle classes, and they emerged as dominant class in the European continent during early 19th century. Second article is liberals nationalism. Liberals nationalism means what? The idea of national unity in early 19th century Europe were closely matched to the ideology of liberalism. Liberalism, the idea was of freedom, getting freedom. The term liberalism derived from the Latin word liber, meaning free. For the new middle classes, liberalism stood for freedom of individual and equality of all before the law. Politically, they wanted the concept of government by consent. Consent means agreement of the people, of the citizens. Since French revolutions, liberalism had stood for end of autocracy and clerical privileges, a constitution and a representative government through parliament. They said that there should be a government and there it should be supported by a parliament. Third point is in the economic field. In the economic sphere, they wanted liberalism of markets, liberty of markets, freedom of markets, freedom of trade, and they also wanted that whatever taxes is imposed, it should be removed, and goods, trade, products should be allowed to move freely without any restrictions. Next point is from 1833 in France and Germany, measuring systems of weights and lengths were very complicated. So they started simplifying them. Here one example is given, like during from 1833 or before that, in the France there were 11 custom barriers, and at each barrier there was 5% of tax. So any trade moving from Hamburg to Nuremberg, it cost 55% extra, and cloth was measured in different lengths of L, the unit of cloth length. To have these problems, in 1834 a union of custom, a union of traders was formed, or it was called Jouvrine, at the initiative of Prussia. Prussian traders had taken initiative to make this union, and they demanded the abolishment of this state imposed tax, these 11 tariff barriers, and currencies were also reduced from 30, over 30 currencies were there, to 2 currencies. Transportation system like railways, it was made faster for the movement of goods faster. So this was about the liberals nationalism. So liberals nationalism basically in 3 spheres. In political sphere, they wanted parliamentary form of government. In social sphere, they wanted freedom of association, and in the sphere of economy, they wanted free markets, free trade, no tax on trade. So this was the liberals' idea of nationalism. Next article is a new conservatism after 1815. In France, basically in 1815, a very important event had taken place. Napoleon was defeated. Napoleon was defeated, and whatever changes Napoleon made, those changes were further changed, and system went back to conservative measures which were used by kings earlier. So let us discuss what type of new conservatism or the new ideas developed in France and Europe after 1815. First point in this can be mentioned as Napoleon was defeated in 1815 by the combined forces of Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, and then European governments allowed and followed the policy of conservatism. Conservative is a philosophical based society which believes in old concepts. They do not want changes. They support monarchies, conservative. So they had given power back to monarchy, the churches, the social hierarchy and the families, restored them back as they were destroyed by Napoleon. Napoleon had destroyed all these conservatism based subjects. They were again brought back to power. Then, however, some of the policies of Napoleon, like a modern army, an efficient bureaucracy, a dynamic economy, abolition of feudal system. Feudal system we have already discussed earlier. Serfdom could strengthen the autocratic monarchies of Europe. It was the feeling of new rule system. So in 1815, representatives of European power, Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria met at Vienna and signed an agreement which is popularly known as Treaty of Vienna of 1815. Then what according to Treaty of Vienna 1815, what were the agreements made by these countries at Vienna? As per the Treaty of Vienna of 1815, whatever changes made by Napoleon were further changed. The Bourbon dynasty, which was destroyed by Napoleon, was brought back to power. The Bourbon dynasty, the same dynasty under which Louis XVI ruled. France lost all territories which were conquered or acquired by Napoleon or during Napoleonic wars. Means whatever countries which were conquered by Napoleon, they were all further released. Then next was the most important feature of Treaty of Vienna was a series of 4 powerful states were put around France so that France may not expand its territory in future. And these were in the forefront. 4 powerful states were given the control of France to control French expansion in future. In north, Netherlands and Belgium, north part of France was given to Netherlands and Belgium. To its south, Genoa and Sardinia Piedmont. To east, Russia, and to west, Prussia. These 4 powerful states, I repeat, in the north, Netherlands and Belgium combinedly. In the south, Genoa and Sardinia Piedmont. In the east, Russia, and in the west, Prussia. These 4 powerful states had given all power to check, to control French expansion. But the only change made by Napoleon was left unchanged, and that was the Confederation of 39 German states, or it is popularly known as German Confederation of 39 states. Means Napoleon united 39 states of Germany. Rather, basically, these 39 were the small dynasties, the princely states, which were combined by Napoleon. And in future, this German Confederation was a lot of helpful in unification of Germany. So these above points can also be explained as features of Treaty of Vienna of 1815. I hope you have enjoyed this video lecture and have understood the points. So keep on watching, listening, and this way history will make easy to understand, and as I am giving you point wise explanation to each and every article, so these points can be used as answer points for the questions in coming up board examination. Thanks a lot, students, and enjoy watching the videos. Thank you very much.